Hello YouTubers, Troz here, playing some more Kerbal Space Program. And last time we were playing, we left Jebediah and Newlorf here on the moon after our initial moon landing, and then we just hopped over to another location. We initially landed in this part of the crater, got some science there, and then we hopped up here. Oh, this was Newlorf's heap, his capsule that we rescued him from. He was stranded around the moon. Basically, we completed a bunch of contracts last time, and the only thing we have left to do is, well, that we can do right now, is return Newlorf back to Kerbin. We have a lot of fuel left. We could probably go to another location, but we are beginning to run low on, well, we do have one more material bay, and we do have 2 unused goo canisters. The only problem is, I'm not sure. We're in the Highlands. I'm not sure where the Midlands would be. We could try for somewhere over here, but we did take quite a bit of fuel. Well, you know, I think I'm gonna go for it. Maybe this crater or somewhere around here, directly west. So let's try that. We're good on everything. Let's turn off RCS for now. So west is this direction. So let's lift off and head over that way. Basically, nearly immediately. Let's get the map up. And, you know, if we find out we're getting low on fuel, we can just go into orbit. I think we maybe need like 300 units of fuel to get back. And let's say something like that. Oh, that was full speed, not cut. Alright, so we originally landed there. We actually have a fuel tank that we dropped off that landed and survived. The engine that was attached to it didn't. It was our second landing site. And I think, yeah, that's probably our landing site over there. We have a little under 4 minutes to this burn, so I'm going to get ready and fast forward just a bit. Maybe that isn't, or you know what, maybe it is. You know, it looks Looks a little different here. Actually, this will probably be... I don't care about stopping my vertical velocity right now. All I care about is the horizontal. I just want to get this so we're heading straight down. That's probably pretty close, and getting a little close on fuel. We're actually pretty high. Didn't realize how high we went. I think we're going to land in the middle of this small crater, in the middle of this larger crater. I just hope we don't end up near that wall, because that's going to be pretty sloped there, and we're going to have trouble. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a different biome, I just don't know which one it is. This area did not look like highlands, so I'm hoping it's either Midlands or Lowlands. I believe they are also Midlands Craters and Lowlands Craters. The small craters usually don't count for that. But the bigger ones, which this is supposed to be, or seems to be, are generally count. Alright, we're going to need to slow up here. We're getting close. Down to about 50, and then have thrust going, so we're slightly slowing down. Let's get more vertical, because we were drifting a bit. Alright, that's pretty good. And while we were doing that, we slowed up way more than I wanted to, and getting close to what I would call dangerous fuel levels. Alright, we're probably going to be a little bit on the slope, not too bad. There's our shadow. The sun's almost directly above us, which makes this a bit hard. Alright, there we go. We're about 400 meters up. Coming down a little less than 10 meters a second. Good descent rate, so we're not hovering here forever. Alright, slow down. We're getting really close. 2 meters. Meter. 2 meters. And, you know, that was a pretty good landing, I think. Those aren't empty, but what we can do is we can run a goo. Midlands Craters! Alright, that's good. Anything about Highlands and whatever crater we were in before, I think might have been the East Crater. I'm actually not sure. I'll have to go back and check. Let's keep that data. Let's observe the materials bay. Okay. That's 100 science. Let's keep that data. Let's have Jebediah come out on EVA here. Take that data. Take that data. Actually, take all that data so we can do a crew report later. Can we do an EVA report? Okay, let's keep that. And you know what? Let's board, and then we can do a crew report. And EVA again. You're supposed to be more graceful than that, Jeb. We're gonna do an EVA report from the surface, which apparently is different than it thought we were hovering up there. It said flying, or just above actually. 32. Let's take a surface sample. 120. Let's plant the flag. Third landing site. Let's what's the keys? Nice little screenshot there. Let's turn off those force overlay. Get the UI back up. Can we... No. We need to retrieve that okay, that's not the one. That's the one. Or that's one of the ones. We want to get this. We need to get the science out because we're leaving these things in orbit. Remove data. Alright. And hopefully that's the only one. But we're going to check this one too, just in case. Okay, that's empty as well. These are good because our heat shield is down here. Grab. Board. Alright, and gonna log the pressure data. Keep that. We're gonna log temperature data. Keep that, and we're ready to head back. We have all the data we could need, or we have all the data we could fit, let's say. Now all we have to do is fly away from here in a backwards direction and get back in the atmosphere, and that will be that, I think. So we want to head east, which is up on our dial the way we're rotated. So let's do that. Yeah, we are getting pretty low on fuel. only have the fuel in these tanks left. Hopefully that will be enough to get us back. We shall see. So let's turn on SAS and lift off in 3, 2, 1. We want to do a really efficient burn here, very not angled. So we just want to get right into orbit. And in fact, perhaps directly leave the moon from here. Gotta keep an eye on our fuel usage. Alright, there's no mountains. And you know what, this is probably not efficient, but there we go. We're at least escaping the moon. When we get there, we'll be here. And then we need to do a burn. Get that to stay up. There we go. I'm gonna say 35. We need 337 meters per second. Yeah, I hope we have that. Okay, I think we need to time warp here. We are leaving the moon. Let's make things safe here. Close. Oh, we have one more. Can we get a reading we don't have yet? I think we got all the goo readings. Let's you know what? We're just going to keep that. Let's close. Let's raise the landing gear. We're not going to need them ever again. And let's go. I had hoped to go more in a backwards direction than out, but this is what we got. More in a backwards direction would have reduced the amount we would have to burn here. So let's time warp here. Notice we're running out of power. Why is that? Where's anything? Free orbital. Oh, we're being eclipsed. Isn't that just great? Luckily, we're in position to get charged back up. There we go. It's right at the sun. This one should be right at the sun as well. That one's pretty close too. So we're all charged up. We have about 50 minutes or so before we get to our burn. we're down to 20 minutes. It says 16 seconds, which actually, Alright, we are leaving the moon's influence. Let's look at our situation here. Alright. If that's really 16 seconds, I think we have 16 seconds. I was a little worried that we might not have what we need for this burn. Let's get in position. So I was actually thinking of using the RCS first. Let's if you watch Scott Manley videos, and you really should, he has a video where he shows how it is more efficient to use your least efficient fuel first. So that your more efficient fuel, you're already traveling at a faster speed in the direction you want to go, and that somehow gives you a little extra boost than doing it the other way around. So monopropellant is a pretty inefficient fuel. The thing is, it is just easy to burn. You don't need big engines, but it's not that efficient. But it's great for maneuvering thrusters because you have small thrusters, and you don't need a big engine or to mix multiple fuels or things like that. This has so far reduced this by 1 second. How much we need to burn. So I'm going to leave a little RCS left, maybe like 50 units. But I'm going to burn what we have. Now our engines aren't really in that great of a position for this. They're not straight back, but even slightly angled, they are helping us. As you can see, we've now down 2 seconds. I'm going to time warp here a bit with physics time warp so that we can continue to fire our RCS. Maybe I'll go down to 25. We're coming up on the node. I do want to... It's not really that important when we actually burn. Yeah, if we can get that down to 10. I did not actually look at the rate we were using fuel. But if it's less than 6 units per second, which I believe... I'm not sure, I didn't actually see. But I would think it would be. Can we get that down to 9 seconds? It is down to 9 seconds. We don't really need any RCS left. This is plenty maneuverable without RCS. 2. Alright, 10 seconds there. We're over our burn by a bit. Can we get that up? There we go. That's great. We almost got half of our burn. Well, yeah, full throttle is less than 6. Alright, I stopped burning there. I'm going to... Oh, we don't need... I don't care the angle, exactly. What I do care about is stopping exactly at 40. The only thing we would need the RCS is to adjust our speed delicately. But at this low burn rate, I think we can get that. 70, 60, 38, 37. 37 sounds good to me, I think. Now we're coming in from the moon. 33. 33 it is. And we have 23 units of fuel left. We might have had enough fuel for the whole burn. But this is good too. Alright, now these solar panels, they can't retract. That's fine. This whole thing is going to hit the atmosphere and be lost, basically. But we should be able to recover Nulorf and Jeb. I'm gonna do a quick save here. Because if anything goes wrong, here's where you want to adjust. So you can adjust your altitude relatively easy, because we're going relatively slow, 155 meters per second. Nowhere near like orbital speed or anything like that. Which we'll probably get up to 3,000 by the time we get there. But a small adjustment here will make a large difference by the time we get back to Kerbin. There's the moon. Here's us. Fast forwarding back to Kerbin. Bye, moon. Okay, we're still a ways away. Oh, we are... Well, we're gonna miss Kerbal Space Center, but we'll pass over it. We may wind up landing over here. Depends on if I went low enough or not. Yeah, we still have a... This is pretty good, though, because theoretically we could radio Kerbal Space Center, get some last-minute trajectory updates. We have a little bit of fuel. Not sure what's going on with the shadow there. Oh. Oh. Alright. 100,000. 80. Alright, we're passing over KSC just before we enter the atmosphere. Let's turn to retrograde just as we enter the atmosphere. We want to get rid of the bottom here, but we have fuel left. So I think it might be helpful if we slow down. hope that was something on on that ship. Alright, we're losing electric charge. Alright, that's charging us back up. It turned our solar panel. I'm not sure what happened with the camera there. Chase. Alright, we're still going rather fast. We're just about to hit periapsis. Our blader has worked decently. We're actually nearly horizontal right now, which is good. There's the moon, and our ship is now several kilometers behind us. Actually, we're going up, which means we're leaving. But I think that's okay. We're nearly out of. We're nearly below orbital velocity, so that means we're basically just taking a longer path in the atmosphere. We're going back up, but we should stop that soon. There's the camera freaking out again. But oh, that is a much nicer camera control now. So we're going back up, but that's going to stop real soon. Let me slow down because we're now well below orbital speed. I think we're doing good. I did see a few little thermometers pop up, but only momentarily. And we've now, heading back down again. But we've kept in the 30 to 35 range for a decent amount of time, much longer than normal. Got lucky there that we went back up, but not enough to actually leave the atmosphere. Blader's down about 30. Actually, we're not losing it too quickly at the moment, which is perfectly fine. It means we're not coming in too fast. We are heading towards the night side, but we'll land in the daytime. We're actually heading over this outcropping of land to the east, far east from Kerbal Space Center. Let's adjust our heading a little bit so we're more directly. We're getting down into the thicker atmosphere now. Leader's holding steady, holding good. And we're losing a lot of speed. So we're actually going to be going under, a kilometer a second rather soon here. We'll probably be about 15 kilometers up. Yep, under a kilometer a second. Now we're at 15. Beginning to really slow here. It's, I say, hold that. Alright, we're at 10 kilometers, we actually may land on this piece of land here. And we're under 500 meters per second. Once we're at 250, we should be good. We have 4 sets of parachutes, so that should be plenty. And we're risky. We're in the safe zone. I'm just going to wait till 250. Parachutes away. I'm actually going to turn off SAS. And I think we're good. We're charging up our batteries again. And plenty of ablator. Little monopropellant. Here comes the parachutes. And we have a nice descent right here. 4.5 meters per second. I'm just going to use some time warp to get us down. Shadow should be in this direction, judging by the tree. There it is. Alright. There we go. I'm gonna just open this to make sure everything survived. I was afraid one of those explosions might have been one of those goo canisters. I think at this point we're just gonna recover. And let's see how we did. Wow, we earned 1,226.6 science from that trip to the moon, our very first. 25 experiments, crew report from the craters, pressure scan from the highlands, temperature scan from the highlands, surface sample, EVA report. Wish these would organize either by type or by location. But, you know, whatever. Surface sample, EVA report, material study, EVA report, surface sample, EVA report, material study, atmospheric pressure, temperature, crew report, EVA report, crew report, material study, temperature scan, pressure scan, surface sample, EVA report, mystery goo, mystery goo, mystery goo, mystery goo, return of vessel from the surface of the moon. That gave us 30 science. We got 7,000 funds from recovered parts, but I believe the whole cost of the mission was covered by that one satellite we launched during the mission, so this is just bonus. We got 5 funds for our 5-ish, 6.5 monopropellant, and those goo containers are expensive. So is that one barometer costs almost as much as the 4 goo containers. I won't complain about the goo containers anymore. Crew, though, Jebediah gained 5 XP and Newlorf gained 7 XP and went to level 1. I was hoping Jeb would get a level. So that's gonna be that for this episode of Kerbal Space Program. We'll have lots of funds for next time. Although we won't be able to go much further until we... I don't know. Actually, we can go further. Alright. I thought we would have to upgrade the R&D center again. We have a lot of new toys to play with next time. And we got a bunch of astronauts, Kerbal Knots here. Jeb is almost at 2 stars, and actually Newlorf is nearly there as well. I guess we have to send them to other places. What's Valentina got? Orbit Moon, Orbit Kerbin. I guess Flag on Moon outweighs the Orbit Moon. So maybe we'll have to send these guys to Minmus next time and get their skills up. But that will be next time, so I'll see you guys then, and thanks for watching this episode of Kerbal Space Program.